The Cedars is a great restaurant with outstanding Mediterranean food. The Cedars takeout menu is second to none, featuring pizza, stromboli, hoagies, their famous lamb on the rod, and so much more. So when you're hungry and you want that Newcastle taste, make it Cedars. Now with 2 locations in Newcastle, 827 Addis Street on the east side and 1101 Highland Avenue. Call Cedars East 724-658-9260 or Cedars North 724-652-7657.
Hello, friends. This is Angelo Perrotta for D&D Beer and Wine Supply. Yes, they're right up there in Hermitage, 2770 East State Street. And before, you had to be the king of beers and had to have a brewery if you wanted to make that special brew. Now, all you need to do is take the short drive to D&D Beer and Wine Supply in Hermitage. They have everything you'll need to impress your friends and family with that special brew.
Good morning. Welcome to March 18th. The month is flying by, and NewsWatch is straight ahead for you right after you get that first cup of coffee, and we hear from the best sponsors in the world.
Whether it's a scheduled appointment or same-day service, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning offers 24/7 service for commercial, industrial, and residential, as well as fire and water damage restoration. Using state-of-the-art technology, DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning experts are ready to professionally clean your carpet today. Call DiCaprio Carpet Cleaning for a free in-home estimate. Thank you for making us Lawrence and Mercer County's largest carpet cleaner.
And remember, nobody gets your carpet cleaner.
Wow, yes, it's fun to go to the Y, and now with great affordable rates, it's more swimming, more exercise, more family time. The YMCA in downtown Newcastle or the Y Zone on Eleanor Drive in Shannon Township welcomes you to a variety of programs, exercise, and fun events.
Magisterial District Judge Melissa A. Amoti announces her candidacy for Judge of the Court of Common Pleas for the 53rd Judicial District. A lifelong resident of Lawrence County with 15 years of judicial experience, Judge Amoti is the only candidate with judicial experience running for this position. Because of her experience, Judge Amoti has a unique understanding of the issues and concerns of families, schools, and businesses throughout our county. Judge Amoti is a proud graduate of Newcastle High School. She attended the University of Pittsburgh, graduating cum laude, and obtained her law degree from Duquesne University School of Law. She passed the bar in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Judge Amoti respectfully asks for your vote for Judge of the Court of Common Pleas in the May 2015 primary election. She hopes to be a candidate on the Republican and Democratic ticket. The only judge running for judge. Paid for by the committee to elect Amoti for judge.
Don't lie around like the winter snow. Bring in the NCTV45.
Good morning. March 18th. It's a Wednesday. Hopefully you have that first cup of coffee as we get to the top stories today in Newcastle, PA. And the weather is starting to break. Spring has sprung. We'll get with weather and sports as we run down some of the topics today in and around Newcastle and Lawrence County. Heartfelt thanks to Chris Sonata, who posted this: Happy St. Patrick's Day from the state capitol. I'd like to thank Chris because he gets out news bulletins and everything to NCTV45 regularly. Thanks, Chris. We really appreciate it. And there's a new store downtown on the Diamond. It's Cricket. Cricket is a telephone data company, cell phone, and we are anchored now by Cricket at one end and Boost Mobile at the other, right here in Washington Center. So downtown continues to grow and prosper. That's good news for Newcastle. This in from the Lawrence County Historical Society, and this is by volunteer Betty Hoover DiRizio. And it's on the Meehan Mansion. You might recall it's at the top of, well, it's on the corner of Lincoln and Highland Avenue. It sits across from the Scottish Rite Cathedral, and it was constructed in 1895 for the Mathis Holston Henderson. And they were in there from 1845 to 1908, and his wife, Lucy Bauer Henderson. Lucy was the daughter of John Bauer, 1821 to 1906, a prominent tailor and owner of the Newcastle Henderson business. Now, she was raised by her uncle, Branston Holston Henderson, and what a name is that. After the deaths of both her parents, Branton was the original resident of the Newcastle, running a dry goods store before the Civil War. And Newcastle Dry Goods, I think that's what they were alluding to. He became interested in the development of coal fields in 1865 and has been largely interested in the iron business. And in 1868, he organized the firm of Henderson, Allen and Company, who built the Alice Anderson furnace, known as the Henderson furnace at Sharpsville. Mathis was and his uncle had an especially close relationship, as the young man Mathis worked at the Branton store and would later follow his uncle in the professional business pursuits. Branton had moved from Newcastle to Sharon in 1871, and after the death of his mother, taking Mathis with him. In 1872, one of the companies established was Spearman Furnaces of Sharpsville. He, in 1873, became connected with the First National Bank of Sharon, at one time serving as vice president, while his nephew had interests in the Sharon National Bank from the time of its organization in 1875. Both were also prominent Freemasons, with Mathis reaching the rank of Grand Master. And you might recall that the Masons are the owners of the Scottish Rite Cathedral. Branton died in 1894, leaving his estate to Mathis. The following year, Mr. and Mrs. H. Henderson, who had both been living in Sharon since their marriage, moved back to Lawrence County and into the mansion in Newcastle. Mathis owned the 8 M.H. Harrison block at one time, which was on the corner of Washington and Mercer Streets, and had interests in Citizens Bank and Citizens National Bank and Lawrence Savings and Trust, serving as director of both. He died in 1908, and Lucy remained in Newcastle and involved in many charitable associations. She died in February of 1938 at the residence. Now, Florence was the daughter of Mathis and Lucy Henderson, resided at the home for about 10 years after her mother's death in September of 48, and sold the mansion to a prominent dentist, Dr. John Meehan, and his wife. And in 1954, their son, John Meehan Jr., opened the Meehan Funeral Home at the residence. and would soon become corner in a position he held for many years. Just a little piece of history on the great qualities and unique perspectives of Newcastle and the historic district which we have that sits right on our North Hill. Now, also with the break in sunshine, we're going to take a look. These were students at Lockley, and they were able to play on the Fit for Life outdoor ropes and course for the first time yesterday. Great for them, great for the city and the school district in Newcastle, and we're going to be back with sports and weather right after these messages.
It's Butts Flowers when you want a wide variety of flowers for any occasion. They also have a selection of fine gifts and more. Butts Flowers is conveniently located in downtown Newcastle at 120 East Washington Street. Call Butts Flowers at 724-652-7727 or toll free from anywhere, 1-800-443-7726. It's Butts Flowers in downtown Newcastle. Bill's Bake Shop will make you happy. Owner Bill Cast and his staff keep the tradition going with all those bakery items you remember as a kid. Just to name a few, Bill makes cream sticks, cinnamon rolls, bear claws, cream horns, cannoli, cakes, pies, cookies, bread, pizza, and more. You can also buy homemade cavatelli and ravioli. Bill's Bake Shop, located 228 North Liberty Street in the Mahoningtown section of Newcastle, is open Tuesday through Saturday, 7 to 5, and Sunday, 7 to 2, closed Monday. Bill's, where smiles are everywhere. Call 724-654-4223.
Welcome back, and now it's time for sports. Well, as you know, in the NHL, the Pittsburgh Penguins took on the New Jersey Devils. You can check our blog for that score. And if you're in Pittsburgh, be aware that the NCAA tournament is at the Consol Energy Center. Keep in mind that there's tunnel closures and detours as you make your way through. Now, in the last 2 days, the NCAA tournament has opened up with the Hampton Pirates taking on the Manhattan Jaspers and BYU Cougars playing Ole Miss. Today, North Florida will be taking on the Robert Morris Colonials. Good luck, Colonials. And Boise State will be entertaining the Dayton Flyers. The console will be filled on the 17th and 18th when the Villanova Wildcats take on the Lafayette Leopards. And I like to say my Notre Dame Fighting Irish will be taking on the Northeastern Huskies. Keep in mind that also at the console will be the Butler Bulldogs and the Texas Longhorns and the North Carolina State Wolfpack and LSU. Now, for those of you old enough to remember, the NIT tournament was always a big tournament at this time of year, and it still is. Hats off to the Pitt Panthers for making the NIT, and they take 32 teams, and Pitt will be taking on the George Washington Colonials. Pitt being a number 4 seed and George Washington being a number 5 seed. We'll keep you posted on all that March Madness information as we go through the month. And now we're going to get to some very important messages from very great sponsors, and then we'll be back with the weather real quick.
The Crane Room for your lunch and dinner rendezvous. You'll enjoy their pleasant atmosphere. The Crane Room takes pride in their wide variety menu. Appetizers, sandwiches, soups, salads, entrees, pasta, and the best burgers in town. Newcastle's best selection of domestic, import, and craft beers from around the world, and the Crane Room features a 35-tap draft system. Ask about their daily specials that will please you every time. The Crane Room is located at 3009 Wilmington Road in Neshannock Township. Call 724-656-1553. Everyone goes to Pizza Joe's, and you've heard that friendly slogan for many years, and it's just as true today as it was when you first heard it. Watch the game right here on NCTV45 and then head over to Pizza Joe's. Pizza Joe's provided a grant for this podcast. Yeah, they have many great locations: State Street, Highland Avenue, Croton, and Shenango. It's your local pizza place. Everyone goes to Pizza Joe's.
Welcome back, and now it's time to take a look at that weather. After a partly cloudy low of 22 last night, where winds were northwest, 9 to 13 miles an hour, and that was like the chilliest night we've had, because keep in mind the night before, the overnight low was 57 degrees. So remember, it's still March. Today, we'll see a mostly sunny high of 39, winds from the west 9 to 17 miles an hour. On Wednesday night, we'll see a partly cloudy low around 24 with a northwest wind. It'll be 5 to 7 miles an hour, becoming calm towards morning. And Thursday, a sunny, partly sunny high of 45 with calm winds. Thursday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 30. So as we transition through March into April and spring, the weather seems to be cooperating just fine. And those nice sunny days give that real warm feeling. Make sure, though, you take along a coat, because those mornings will be a little cold. We'll be back with a wrap-up right after these messages.
It's 2P's Thrifts and Gifts, 2626 Elwood Road, for the best in giftware and original merchandise. Stop by 2P's Thrifts and Gifts. Check out their many treasures. Gently worn clothing, original items, one of a kind, and also furniture. Something for everyone. Men's clothes, accessories for the house. It's 2P's Thrifts and Gifts, 2626 Elwood Road. Stop by. There's a treasure waiting for you.
It's Little Johnny's Pizza 2 in downtown Newcastle, with a great variety menu that you will tell everybody about. Chris Quiera, the owner, is here with more information.
Stop down and see us at Little Johnny's 2. We're located at 130 East Washington Street, or give us a call at 724-657-2210.
Don't lie around like the winter snow. Bring in to NCTV45.
Welcome back, and we're glad to have you anytime, any place, anywhere. It's great. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in on a regular basis and all the great emails and texts and tweets I get every day. Thanks again for watching, caring about a great place. Remember, check out New Visions anytime you get a chance. They can sure use the help, and that makes Lawrence County and Newcastle a great place to live, even better than it already is. Well, it's time for you to get that second cup of coffee. Make sure you catch a little March Madness. Those basketball games are always a great thing to watch. And remember, NCTV45 is available anytime on your time. So, as I say every morning, have a great Wednesday, everybody. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.